Mouseketeers, I hope you're having a great magical day where you are, as I'm having a pretty good day where I am. So today I'm going to be talking to you about why Dan and I chose to join Disney Vacation Club. Next episode I'll cover how much Disney Vacation Club costs, as there is a wide price range, and I'll talk about the points and how everything just kind of works, and I'll just share a little bit more about Disney Vacation Club's pros, and there is a few cons, but nothing too major. But this video is going to be about why we joined Disney Vacation Club, why we felt like it was the best decision right now given our lifestyle, and just kind of talk to you a little bit about the necessary steps that we took to become members of this amazing club. So back at the end of 2016, one of my Life in Disney Mouseketeers named Bonnie, hi Bonnie, she contacted me through Messenger on Facebook to thank me for Life in Disney and saying that she enjoyed watching my channel. And then she had mentioned that she was a Disney Vacation Club member, and she had asked if Dan and I were one, and if not, why. And she even said, I hope you don't mind me asking that, which I didn't at all. And I congratulated her on being a DVC member, thanked her for watching Life in Disney, and told her that Disney Vacation Club is something that we're aware of, but we really hadn't looked into it. And that was pretty much the gist of our conversation. So fast forward to Dan and I going to Disney in February. And hopefully y'all are enjoying those vlogs on Friday of our trip. But while we were in Disney, first of all, we didn't go there with the intentions of looking into DVC. And during our stay, we did not talk to one Disney Vacation Club associate. And guys, they were set up at the Polynesian. They had like little kiosks everywhere. And we did not stop and talk to anybody because we really didn't have DVC on the brain. Our next trip, we probably will, because we would like to go check out the different rooms for Disney Vacation Club to get an idea how all the rooms, look like. So we're looking forward to taking that type of tour that they do offer. But on that trip, we did not purchase Disney Vacation Club. We came home March 4th, and we received our documents April 4th. So exactly 1 month from when we came home, we became Disney Vacation Club members. But while we were there, we had the opportunity to meet several different people. And what was great about it is they were all Disney Vacation Club people. I mean, you would have thought it was DVC week in Disney, because we met so many couples and we met so many families of children of all different ages. But Dan and I kind of zoned in on a couple of couples. We met two couples that each had either a child in college and two at home, and we met some that had, teenage kids, and how they all utilize DVC. So those particular two families were kind of in Dan and I's current lifestyle, where we have one at college and two at home, or we are raising teenagers. And they talked about how they use DVC within their family. They take the kids and then they go by themselves, and just the trips that they take with DVC, because it's not just about Disney itself. Disney Vacation Club is a global vacation membership. So keep that in mind, and I'll touch more on that in my next video. But we also got to meet a couple who were empty nesters. Their last child graduated last year, and this was their first year experimenting with DVC by themselves, and they were saying, they loved it, and they just kind of talked about how Disney Vacation Club works in their lifestyle now that they're empty nesters. And then, of course, we met a retired couple who lives out at the Villages in Florida, and how they utilize DVC for all of their traveling. So Dan and I had an opportunity to meet people that were either on the same lifestyle path that we were on, or talking to people who were currently on the path that Dan and I are working towards. So it was very good for us, and it was very informative. And these are just actual people that had the membership, and just, one-on-one conversation. So it was very enlightening for Dan and I. So when we came home, we had thought about doing season passes, and we looked into that, and we were like, we would save some money with season passes. But all in all, the bottom line was we weren't going to save a significant amount of money. When we compared what we pay for our room rate, guys, compared to what our park ticket and hopper cost on our trip, our room rate is always the highest expense. It costs more than the park tickets with hopper. It costs more than the dining plan, whether we do regular dining or deluxe dining. And of course, it costs more than Memory Maker. And when we take the dining plan, Memory Maker, and our park tickets and combine those 3 total amounts, guys, our room rate is still the highest. Our room rate is 60% of our Disney Magic Your Way package. 60%. Everything else is divided between the 40%. So it's not really where we're going to save when it comes to our park tickets. When we compare that with the room rate, it's like comparing milk to a filet mignon. It's the room rate. And Dan and I were like, where can we save on the room? Where can we save on the room? And because we don't want to give up the Polynesian, but guys, the price is just going to keep going up there. And Dan and I, leading up to now being DVC members, are always paying cash out. Now, let me stop there and just say something really quick. If you're somebody that stays at a value, please don't think you can't look into Disney Vacation Club. Yes, you can, especially if you want to move into deluxe resorts and accommodations. Disney Vacation Club may very, very well be for you. So don't count yourself out just because you stay in value and, you know, an occasional moderate. So don't count yourself out here. I'm sharing my story, and I'm sharing with the fact that we stay in deluxe resorts every time, and that is a high payout. It is not one I'm griping about because we pay it willingly. Nobody forces us. But Dan and I are just trying to look at different ways that we could save a little bit more at Disney. And for us guys, we don't save with free dining. And I don't want to turn this into a controversial video. And but Dan and I really don't feel when Disney offers free dining, it's free dining. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I think Disney encrypts those numbers, you know, because free dining doesn't apply to everybody across the board, okay? It just doesn't. There's a very, you know, narrative there, especially this year. But this isn't a video about free dining. I just wanted to say, we don't save when they offer free dining. We save a little when they offer a discount on the room, but even with a discount, guys, our room rate is still the highest on our overall Magic Your Way. Even if it's 25%, it's 25% savings, but our room rate doesn't become our cheapest out of our whole Magic Your Way package. It's still more expensive even with the 25% off. So Dan went on ahead and went to work one day, and I decided I think I'm going to look into Disney Vacation Club a little bit more and do a little bit more investigation. Long story short, Disney was offering a deal at the time, and what it was, whatever points you purchase, Disney will match it one time and one time only. Meaning each year you get new points for the year. Okay, whatever you buy. So let's say you buy 200 or 300 points. Every year you get your 200, 300 points. Disney was offering, if you signed up between now and May, I believe it was 31st, you can go on the DVC website and double check it, but I believe it was till May 31st, Disney would match your points. So if I bought 200 or 300 points, Disney was going to give me an additional 200 or 300 points for this one time, not every time. But even so, that's a lot of points, you know, depending on how many you buy. So if I bought 300, Disney was going to give me 300. I'm starting off with 600 points. Oh, that's a lot, okay? Excuse me. But that was a great offer. So I contacted Dan at work, and I'm like, Disney Vacation Club is offering a one-time incentive, and they're going to match your points. Well, Dan and I knew that it had something to do with the rooms. We knew that doing Disney Vacation Club was going to cover your room stay. We knew it cost, okay? We just didn't know like how much. And Dan and I did not know it had such a large point chart, which means it has a large price range, okay? So we thought maybe it's either, at first we thought either A, B, C. You pick A plan, B plan, C plan. You know, we didn't know there was so many options, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So Dan said, you have my attention. I'm liking what you're telling me. He goes, contact Disney Vacation Club and ask for some information. So I contacted Disney Vacation Club, asked for them to get me a package out. They got me a package out, and the representative that I talked to was actually going, I'm trying to grab the package. The representative I actually talked to was going on vacation. So he said, while I'm on vacation, please look over the informational package I'm sending you. And I'm going to be sending you a PFD or DFP? I can't remember, file to where I could pull it up on my computer and look through the brochure while I was waiting for the package. In the meantime, I contacted Bonnie and said, Bonnie, we're considering Disney Vacation Club. Can I ask you what your home resort is? And she said it was the Polynesian. I was like, ah! Because we were looking into the Poly too. So to actually be talking to somebody who is Disney Vacation Club and their members of the Poly, and that's their home resort, was an extra special treat. And I just kind of looked at it as, you know what? God just put Bonnie there in my life for me to connect with her, because he knew at some point I was going to be talking DVC with her. God introduced us to these 4 amazing couples on our trip who talked wonderful things about Disney Vacation Club. It's like all this information really helped Dan and I, to kind of, not want to say influence, but helped us make a decision that was right for our family. And I wish I had the address of the 4 people in Disney, or 4 couples in Disney, that helped us, because they contributed to us making this decision, and they don't even, know it. But their stories resonated with Dan and I. And we looked over the numbers that we had laid out, like how much our trips are costing us. And, we did the math. And this is all while we're waiting on, this package right here. And we're thinking to ourselves, Disney Vacation Club really is the way for us to go. Bonnie shot some numbers out at me on how much they were saving. And I mean, everybody was being so helpful. There's a couple at church that did Disney Vacation Club back when Disney Vacation Club first sold at Old Key West, and they're retired military. And he sat with Dan and talked to Dan, and Dan and I were just like really feeling good about this decision and starting to really feel comfortable with the idea. So the package then arrived, okay, and it came like this, and I'll open it for you really quick. It did come with a price sheet, of course, and there is that, and then you opened it like this, and in here it came with 2 booklets, guys. So this booklet right here is your price chart, not your price chart, but your point chart booklet, and I will go over that with y'all in the next video. And then in this one, it included the pricing and a DVD. It's kind of like an infomercial DVD. But right here is this book that I received. And there's the back, and there's little Mickey, and he's so cute. And guys, this just kind of talked about the different resorts. It talked about international traveling as well, and it talked about Disney cruises, and the different resorts. It gave you the different floor plans and just information more about the resorts, since what you're buying into is you're buying into a real estate investment. And like I said, our home resort is the Polynesian. But guys, Disney Vacation Club, you never have to be responsible for that room rate again. You're no longer paying with cash. You're paying with points. So in the back, guys, is the DVD, okay? And then here is the price sheet, which I'll go over with y'all in the next video. Guys, this information is free to you. It doesn't cost you anything to contact Disney and ask for them to send you out a DVC packet. If you just want the information because you just want to look into it, then I recommend getting the package. Just keep in mind though, if you're going to get the information, but you're really not going to be making a decision until maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, then you might want to wait, because all this information, can change. It's kind of like the pricing changes. I mean, based on when Bonnie bought hers versus when I bought mine, the point price has already gone up, and it hasn't even been a full year. She said she bought hers last summer. We bought ours April 4th, or I should say a little bit before April 4th. We got our documents on April 4th. price had already gone up per point. And when I look at what my travel agent, because their DVC is Bay Lakes, she told me what she paid, and I'm like, oh my goodness, the price is really going up. So if you're really interested in Disney Vacation Club right now, then I recommend getting the information packet. But if you know you're going to be waiting a while on it, then you might want to wait, because prices, prices could change between now and when you think you might be able to purchase DVC. But we got the information packet and everything looked good to us. What really sold Dan was it just wasn't about going to Disney World. It was also a global membership. We could travel to 6 different continents around the world and do that through Disney Vacation Club, through an organization called RCI. And we could also do Disney cruises. And it just, Dan was just like, this is so much more than, just Disney itself. This is 50 years worth of vacations that we would be investing in, and in the long run pays out. I mean, yes, it's a big amount up front, but when you divide that over the course of 50 years, what you're going to discover is that you really did save a lot of money, because inflation is going to continue to rise, guys. Inflation's not going to go down. So those trips are going to get more and more and more expensive. Even if you're staying at a value or a moderate, and especially if you stay at a deluxe, you're going to see those price increases. You're going to see price increases with airline tickets. You're going to see price increase with food. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Whereas with Disney Vacation Club, you have those points. You're locked into that point system, and you're no longer paying cash for rooms. You're now paying by points. So when Dan and I looked at the price chart, we noticed that there was a big variation of pricing, and it just wasn't A, B, or C choice. And Dan really liked that too, because he could choose what best met our family and our family's needs. So he was like, we're doing this. We are purchasing Disney Vacation Club. So when Chris, our representative, got back from vacation, I contacted him and said, we're interested in DVC. We want to buy, Chris. And then he was like, welcome to the family. So he asked, what was our, deciding factor? And I said, the fact that we're spending 60% on a hotel room, and we know inflation's going to continue to rise. And it was so funny, because Chris goes, you get that, don't you? And I said, yes. He goes, a lot of times I got to explain that, but you understand that you are spending 60% of your total expense is coming from your room and nothing else. I said, yep, we get it. Park tickets is milk money, and dining plan is milk money when we compare it to that room rate. And he's like, well, you saved me a lot of time on my presentation. So I said, could you please call back at 7 o'clock tonight when Dan gets home from the hospital, and he will talk to you about wrapping this thing up. So sure enough, he called back, and he and Dan talked on the telephone. They chatted about the Polynesian a little bit and our love for it. And before I know it, we became Disney Vacation Club members. And within, I don't know, about a week later, that is when we got our Disney Vacation Club packet in the mail, filled with all of our information that we had to sign and send back to Disney. And that's when we officially became Disney Vacation Club members, guys. So we are really, really excited. We still can't believe it, and we are thrilled to call ourselves a DVC family. But like I said, Dan and I thought about it. We talked about it. We went over the numbers. And guys, we listed all the reasons why. And then when it came to the reasons why not, we couldn't come up with one. We could not come up with one. This was the right thing for our family at this time in our life. Probably, I don't know, 18 years ago, probably not. I mean, when Dan and I look back, young married couple trying to start a family, we're like, Dan and I were still paying on my college loans. And we knew we wanted to buy a house to start to have babies. Yeah, that probably for us, not saying for anybody else, but for us, that would not have been the responsible thing to do for us. And, then, just all of the military moving and just his military career, not knowing if you're going to be able to go to Disney, because sometimes Dan was gone for a year at a time from us. So we never really planned Disney trips when the kids were young because I never knew when my husband was going to be home. So, no. But now we're at a point in our life where the kids are slowly starting to move out. One in college. Zachary will be a 10th grader next year. Brenton will be a 7th grader. And they're progressing into their own selves and they're just their own lives. And Dan and I are like, this is the perfect time to be purchasing Disney Vacation Club. So we are very happy with our decision, and we don't have buyer's remorse at all. If anything, we're the opposite. We're like, we're a DVC family. I mean, we're just, you know, pixie dust tinkled. So just, yeah, we're just really, really excited. So I hope maybe you found something informative, guys. I hope maybe I spoke to somebody out there who's kind of like in the same situation we are. The great thing about Disney Vacation Club is that they do have such a wide price range, and that's a good thing. It's not a one set price for everybody. So we'll go into more of that next week, but leave comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think about Disney Vacation Club. If there's something you want me to cover next week when we talk about financing and things like that and the price, please let me know by leaving a comment down below. And I know I answered some questions this video, being no, we did not purchase Disney Vacation Club during our trip, and no, we were not Disney Vacation Club members prior. And I don't know if y'all can hear the boys in the background. I can. They're wrestling back there. I can hear them. And somebody's going to fall down the stairs if they're not careful. They get a little rough with each other. But anyway, guys, if you're not already a Life in Disney Mouseketeer, feel free to hit that little subscribe button down below. And if you already are, hi. So till next time, guys, y'all take care. Y'all have a magical day and a magical week. And I will see y'all later, Mouseketeers. Bye-bye.